Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dividend HQ, formerly known as the Financial Freedom Show. In today's episode, we're going to be going over my portfolio, some changes that I've done, as well as an update on everything that's been going on. And I know it's been a really long time since I made a video, but this is just going to be an update video on what's going on and what my plans are going forward. So if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel in order to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. We're going to be covering more of a dividend focus with this channel. That's why I changed the name to Dividend HQ. I'm thinking about starting a website where you'll be able to see news on dividends and just updates on stocks that are associated with dividends. As well as I have a Facebook page now for this channel. Feel free to follow and comment on it. It's called Dividend HQ, and the link is in the channel description as well as the comments down below. I'm going to put the link for the Facebook group there. But basically, that's going to be a place where we can talk about the latest dividend news, the latest stock changes, and what's going on in the market. But if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. With all that out of the way, let's get into the video itself. So as you can see, my portfolio has surpassed its all-time high of $60,000. It's now at $63,530. And I'm continuing to add to this portfolio as time goes on. Now the market has been up really high recently. It's hit all-time highs in the past couple of months. And this is a time when investors should be cautious. When everyone's jumping into the market, they're buying stocks just because they went up. This is a time to be cautious, and it's a time to be a little bit fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. That's what Warren Buffett says. But in this case, I'm just stockpiling my cash. I am still investing, but a lot less than I used to be. I'm not trying to time the market. I'm just trying to stay cautious when things are wild and uncontrollable. And it seems like the market is that way. Things have just continually gone up over the past couple months, and it's just kind of frothy, in my honest opinion. So I'm building my cash reserves. I'm looking at maybe some good opportunities in the market for dividend stocks because they're a lot cheaper than the indexes right now. There's a couple of names that I might cover in the next couple videos. I do want to switch this channel over to focusing on some individual names in addition to the long-term investing aspect of things. I'm never going to change my mindset on long-term investing. I think that's really important. But it's just kind of boring to keep covering only ETFs on this channel. I think that including dividend investments is probably a good option just so that I can continue to give you guys quality content. There's a couple of dividend stocks that I want to cover too that are kind of in a good place right now. I think they're kind of cheap, and I'm kind of interested in maybe buying them. One of them is UPS. Another one is Vici Properties. And another one is MTN, or Vail Resorts. It's a ski resort. Those three are honestly some of the best companies that I see that are at a discount right now. There are some companies that are decent buys, like Dollar General, or other companies that are kind of struggling, and they might rebound eventually. But these companies that I'm looking at, their balance sheets are kind of strong, so I'm not sure why they're down so much. Currently, I know UPS had an issue recently with a plane that they had, so all the flights were grounded, and that's one of the reasons why the stock is down so much. But the dividend yield is probably about 6% at this point, so it's definitely a good option for dividend investors. Vail Resorts is about 6% dividend yield, and Vici is almost a 6%. I think it's like 5.5%, but you shouldn't just chase yield. You should also look at the balance sheets. But these companies they've been around a while, and I think they're pretty strong companies. But with all that out of the way, I want to focus on those companies in a later video. In this video, I'm just going to focus on my portfolio and what my plans are for this channel going forward, as well as cover a little bit of the recent news with SPLG. I don't know if you guys heard about SPLG, but it actually turned into SPY-M. So the name changed while I was gone. And SPLG was probably one of my favorite S&P 500 index funds just because the expense ratio is so low. It's 0.02%. You can't really get that anywhere else with other index funds that invest in SPY or the S&P 500. Basically, that expense ratio is probably one of the cheapest that I've seen, other than maybe some of the Fidelity funds. I think have a 0% investment expense ratio if you invest within the Fidelity app. But the reason I don't choose to do that is because if you did eventually switch brokerages, it would make you have to pretty much liquidate that fund to switch it to a different position. So it doesn't make sense to hold a specific fund for that brokerage if you think you might switch brokerages eventually. I think Fidelity is here to stay, but who knows what the future holds. They could struggle in the future, and what if I have to switch my investment portfolio over to a different brokerage? That would make more sense to stay inside of a fund that I can transfer over. So that's why I invest in SPLG, which is now SPYM, because I can pretty much transfer that to any other brokerage if I wanted to. And for growth investing, I invest in VUG. That's also a Vanguard fund, so that's able to be pretty much transferred to any brokerage if I wanted to. Pretty much all brokerages support that as an option. But going forward, I am going to continue to stockpile my cash. I want to get it up to 25,000 total. I actually have about 20,100 in cash right now. And once I get up to 25,000 in cash, I'm just going to start dollar cost averaging into SPYM. It's going to take me a while to get used to saying that instead of SPLG. But basically, I'm going to be investing in that fund because it's such a low expense ratio and it's the S&P 500. I think growth is a little overvalued right now. And if I continue to buy growth, I'm going to be regretting it in a couple of months if the market crashes. So right now I'm going to try and just dollar cost average into SPLG, which is now SPYM. See, I told you I would get stuck on saying SPLG. But anyways, to get past that, the other thing I might be doing is allocating some of my portfolio, probably a small amount. I would never recommend you to put your entire portfolio into individual stocks. I think that's just risky, and I don't think that's a good practice. But going forward, I'm going to be putting some of my portfolio into maybe some of those stocks that I mentioned before, maybe UPS, maybe Vici Properties, or maybe MTN. MTN looks the best out of the three to me, just because it's in such a point where if you bought it right now and it went back to the valuation that it was at before, you'd make almost a 2 to 3x return, which is crazy. And you'd be getting that dividend of 6%, which is really good. With Vici, you're charged as a REIT, so the taxes on that are a little bit different. But I believe with MTN, it's charged as just a regular stock. So the income is a little bit different compared to Vici on that. So that's another reason I think it's kind of juicy. And the dividend's bigger, honestly. But that's something I'm looking at. I'm looking at adding to my portfolio. I'm going to cover that in the next video. But I'm just glad to be back and talk to you guys about my portfolio. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to continue to give you guys updates more frequently. I was gone a bit because I started working in the office and not remote anymore. So I didn't have a choice on uploading these YouTube videos. I didn't have enough time to do it because I was working from the office and I didn't have enough energy, honestly, when I got home to make these videos. But now that I'm back at home, I'm going to be making these videos more often, and hopefully you guys enjoy following me on this journey. I am going to continue to invest. I've been investing the entire time I've been gone. As you can see, my portfolio value has gone up. And I'm just going to continue to dollar cost average no matter what happens in the market. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like if you did, and comment down below what you'd like to see on this channel in the next couple months. I'm excited to continue this journey with you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.